I'm now joined by Fil Waters, friend of the program, 23 years as a homicide detective with the Houston Police Department. So, Phil, you would have a better insight into why police would say what they did about this Michael Gabriszeski fella. They're really discounting almost all of what he said, but it was so detailed. What do you make of that?
Well, aloha, Ashleigh. It's good to be with you again. I will tell you, there are many times where you have people that, for whatever reasons, want to insert themselves into one of these high-profile homicides. And he may be one of those people. If it was, in fact, his stepdaughter that found Rachel and detailed to him what she saw, then he's given to embellishment, exaggeration, and so forth and so on to make the story. I mean, the story is already incredible, but he wants to bring attention to himself. Therefore, he's going to be saying much more than perhaps the facts actually are.
Okay, well, that makes sense. I am curious, though, if, let's just say he is, it's a game of telephone, and it was recounted to him, these horrifying details. They're very specific, very detailed, and he is recounting that to the press. Would the police say embellish themselves by saying none of it's true if, in fact, they were desperate to keep those details secret because it's something only the killer knew?
Well, it's possible. I mean, anything is possible in an investigation like this, because what the police don't want to do at the beginning of this thing is to reveal certain details that might compromise the investigation later on. So, it's hard to tell. The only thing I can gather here is that the detectives, the police department, they are emphatic about this guy and his description, about it being incorrect. And when you're that absolute, I would be hard-pressed to think that they are, for some ulterior motive, trying to run this guy's story down. So there's got to be some, there's a lot of times where people can say facts without telling the truth. That may be one of these situations here, and the police are trying to get ahead of this and do some damage control on what he's already put out there.
Sure. Let me ask you this. The one detail that really struck me was that he said that Rachel had been attacked with a rock and that there'd been a lot of damage done to her face. And I got to thinking about the randomness that is being potentially suggested by the police, that there may just be a random killer out there. Would a random killer resort to just grabbing any weapon of convenience, or would a random killer bring something with him or her? So the job was planned and the idea was carried out.
Well, it depends on what random killer you're talking about. I mean, it's one of these things that just from what I know, from what you've detailed, it appears to me that this is much more personal. I've seen homicide scenes where the face is just destroyed. And that's for a reason, because they are either so angry at this person and how attractive they may be that they're going to destroy that beauty, and because they've been rejected. Now, the boyfriend and all this stuff, they're going to have to get a timeline on where he was and what he was doing, because you've got what, a 5.5 hour period here between the time she left to go hiking and the time her boyfriend is calling in a missing person report. So, I mean, there are a lot of moving parts here, and the fact that say it's random, I think by and large, if it was an unknown suspect to her, it is going to be, she's going to be targeted. I just, for whatever reason, whether I'd be interested to know if there's a sexual assault involved here. There's a whole lot of questions that have not been answered. And until we get those details,
are there ever? Yeah, I mean, listen, a lot. And then there's also the detail that she was allegedly stripped naked, if the details are correct, from, this witness. Fil Waters, Right, exactly. So listen, thank you. As always, your insight is so helpful when we try to figure out, where a crime is going and where it's headed. Thank you for being here again, Phil. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.